Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on this beautiful day of Tuesday, July the 25th, 2017. Not a whole lot to talk about per se. If you look at ticker symbol XAR, the bullish march continues onward and upward. Looking at the weekly chart here, you can see where the market has rallied from $29.71 all the way up to $74.16. And it seems to be moving in the same trajectory as the NASDAQ 100. Very powerful with pretty much no end in sight. It is locking in, or I should say it is locked in now. And this is the fifth week in a row of green on the screen. Moving right along, you have Nvda. Nvda has been a juggernaut and has no end in sight as well. Little quiet pullback so far this week after hitting new highs of 169.30, but I think this stock wants to go to 200. All right, this is a $200 stock, and I think we're going to see that before long. Taking a look at the extended look into the crypto space, looking at GBTC, you can see here it is also coming off a bit after rallying from this low point here. Market's going to need to close above 385.41 this week to stave off any more downside. We will see what happens. Looking at BTSC, and you can see on this one, well, we're still pulling back. Market needs to close above 0.075 this week in order to maintain some bullishness going into next week and make a run back up toward that 20-cent marker. Looking at BITCF, we have a similar situation, not as much on the downside. It's kind of flatlined right now, needs to close above 0.3738 to carry over some bullish momentum into next week and make a run toward that 80-cent marker that it wants to get to. Looking at, wrong thing here, hold on one second. It's gold. All right, so far looking at gold, we have maintained prices outside the Kumo cloud, north of the top of the cloud here, pulling back toward trendline support at 1246.20, needs a close above 1243.70 to carry over more bullishness to next week and get prices back above 1260, which is the current course that gold is on. Looking over into the silver right now. Silver is having a hard time getting staying above 1677. Needs to close above 1629 this week in order to carry over more momentum and get us to that $17 high water mark where it is trying to go and where it's going to be a battle for it to continue north of 17. I think we're going to be hard pressed and we could see some selling coming into play here shortly. Looking at, let's see, GDXJ. GDXJ is really struggling here with this resistance zone of 33.49. Need to close about 32.65 to carry over some momentum into next week. Looks like selling pressure is already showing up, and we could be headed back down south of $30 in the GDXJ. Looking at how the euro has been just on a tear since the dollar has fallen out of bed, you can see we've just gone straight up here. All right, I think this one wants to get up and get a close above 117 this week. I think that is the play. All it needs is a close above 115.25 to carry over more bullishness into next week. It's been on a tear from the 103.74 lows made back during the week of January the 2nd this year. And you can see we've come all the way up to as high as 117.46 before pulling back to 116.81 today. Does have a crash alert that is in play, and we could see that manifest here shortly. It's looking like it's rearing its ugly head already. So this is on the watch list for a pullback down to the trend line of 112.18 if it really gets on and popping. So we'll see is that is contingent upon what they may or may not do with the dollar. Looking at the long bond. The long bond right now is definitely losing a lot of steam. 152.17. We'll see if it can get more downside from here. It had a big problem at the 155.09. So we'll see if it can gather up enough energy to get back up there. Right now it's losing out, needs a close above 153.21 this week in order to carry over some more momentum into next week and possibly get above that 155.09 on a close next week. Failure to do so opens up more downside, and we could see prices fall below 149. All right, what have we not covered? Oh, the Nicky NASDAQ. All right, looking at the NASDAQ 100 futures. All right, 59.54 3/4 is our high so far. Very tame trading, pretty much a non-existent trading range right now. Market's very tight. Not a lot going on. Just needs to stay above 58.22 on a close this week to carry over more bullish momentum into next week. I do think 6,000 is in play for sure in this one, but we still could see a pullback to the trend line support of 56.48 half in the NASDAQ 100. With that being said, currently steam has been losing steam. At one point, it was down more than 17%. Right now, it's down a little over 16%, trading at $1.28. Taking a look at how the other have fared today. Bitcoin down over 7% right now. Ethereum down over 11% right now. Litecoin down almost 8%. Ripple down almost 10%. Dash down almost 7%. Central banks are just not happy. They're just not happy. They're going to continue to attack and attack and attack any way they can. You're going to want to, if you missed it, check out the latest with the Guerrilla Economist. Check out the latest Terradome segment that airs on Tuesdays. We aired one today where we talked about this at length. And if you missed it, you're going to want to check that. All right, so with that being said, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. PulseWaveTrading.com. Do yourself a favor and come and learn how to extract money from these financial markets on a consistent basis. Peace.